This little girl is my horse, Maggie. Her real name is Magnificent Fortune, but we call her Maggie for short. One day last year, this little girl and I went for a ride. It was a very hot August day, and we were looking for some kind of relief in the woods. It had to be 15 degrees cooler there. So off we went. Well, we have to climb a hill we call Swade's Hill. There's a ravine up on top of that you can look out, and it's really pretty, and there's usually a breeze up there. So up we went. We got about halfway up and started getting bitten by horseflies. Now, you get bitten by them from time to time. They're usually around, but you never like they were hitting us. They were hitting us very fast and hard. So we kept going, and they just couldn't seem to ride past them. So after putting up with an awful lot of bites, we decided to turn around and run home. We were heading downhill, and we were trotting pretty quickly. We weren't pretty much paying attention to what was going on. And little Maggie here caught her right front leg in a root. And she rolled her leg, and when she did that, we fell down in a big pile and started sliding down the hill, kind of back to back. A few yards later, we come to a resting spot right here at the base of a tree, and I can't get up because she's right on top of me. So I'm waiting for her to get up, and for her to get up, she has to rock herself to her belly and then plant her front feet in front of her and then kind of vault herself up. Well, this was going to be extremely difficult for her because she was on the downhill side. That's difficult to do when it's level, let alone when your feet are sticking up in the air. So, and plus her right front leg, which she rolled, was going to have to be the leg she was going to have to push off of to get up. And I was half afraid she'd broken it, or she'd bowed a tendon or some sort of thing had happened. Well, anyway, all I could do was wait until she did something. So she managed to, one quick little move, roll herself up on her belly and plant that right front leg out in front of her. And I scampered out of the way and turned around, and she had what was a tremendous effort on her part to throw herself up off of that bad front leg and stand. And there she was standing there. And as quick as I turned around, she had that right leg up in the air, and she wasn't putting any weight on it. And I thought, oh gosh, here we go. We're going to have a serious leg injury, and I'm out here 45 minutes from the barn, and what am I going to do? Well, we were only about 100 yards from a creek at the bottom of the hill, and I thought if we could make the creek, we might be able to get her leg at least cooled off enough that we could get back to the barn. So we headed down there. She limped the whole way, and but she was getting kind of a little better as we were going, so I thought, well, maybe it wasn't so bad. There wasn't any blood, and it hadn't swollen yet. So you put your hand on her leg, and if there's a lot of heat on it, you know you got a problem, but there wasn't. Didn't appear to be anyway. So down to the creek we went. We got into that nice little cool water, and I started kind of putting it on her leg and washing her leg with it, and she was getting better and better, putting more and more weight on it. And while she was doing that, I just kind of reached up there and started washing all the blood off her, because, I mean, those horseflies were biting hard. And she was just covered in blood. She looked like she'd been shot or something all over her. Anyway, after probably 45 minutes of sitting around that creek, she finally started putting some weight on that right front leg, and then after a while she had calmed down, she was cleaned up, she was cooled off, she was feeling pretty good. So I hopped on her, and we rode the rest of the way back to the barn. And the next day I looked, and she didn't have any more swelling or any tenderness on that right front leg. We were very lucky that we didn't get hurt a lot worse. I was just scuffed up a little bit, but then, you know, she took the brunt of the fall anyway. So that's what happened to us one hot day. And this little horse was such a trooper. She just managed to, she's not big to begin with. She's only 14'1", but she's got a great big heart, and she stuck it out the whole ride. So that's Maggie, my beautiful little Arabian mare.